Hi everybody, this is Father Moki. This is the weekly chicken chat from Good Shepherd Episcopal Church in Wailuku, Maui, the January 14th, 2021 edition of Chicken Chat for all of you. I'm joined this morning by Marcelino, Makani, and Masa. Masa after Masakazu Hino, my great-grandfather. So you notice I have an M theme. Moki, Marcelino, Makani, Masa. My car is named Minerva, so we have a nice theme of alliteration here. For our birthdays this week, we say happy birthday to Amy Crow, Virginia Whalen, Mary Jo Dinong, and Dionisio Evangelista. Happy birthday to you all, and many happy returns. As you know, we do have a pastoral care list, and we ask your prayers for the following people this week: Kaili, Aline, Barbara, Beatrice, Bill, Blandina, Catalina, Charlesta, Chris, Cora, Dixie, Dolores, Donna, Elmer, Epi, Eric, Ernesto, Filomeno, Ilsun, Jay, Jim, Joseph, Juanita, Judy, Christy, Librado, Maggie, Marilyn, Paula, Paulino, Peter, Pilar, Randall, Sana, Sonia, Sparky, and Tomo. Please also know that you can contact me by text, email, or phone if you would like to be added to the prayer list or removed from the prayer list. Please let me know, and we'll give you an updated list next week. Also, please bear in mind the words of Jesus. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own troubles. Today's troubles are enough for today. And where did I find that? On the Christmas card that we sent out to all of you, and the monthly memory verses are on the back. And you'll notice I only had to read the first half of the memory verse from the card because I already have the second half memorized, and I still have half of January left to memorize the whole thing. So have faith in me, people. Thank you all very, very much. This past week, we went back to virtual worship only, and we do premiere the virtual worship at 7 o'clock on Sunday mornings on YouTube, Zoom, and Facebook Live. But please know that you can watch anytime during the day, but I ask you, if you can, to please watch on Sunday, because any number of people that watch within a 24-hour period we can add to our count. We do thank the crew at the Ka'ohana Kitchen. Louise Aloy's niece came with her group and made lunch for the folks who were outside, and so we're very, very grateful. I'd also like to thank the mother, Linda Decker, for blessing my new car, Minerva, my white Honda Fit that I didn't really plan to buy a new car, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm happy because number one, I can reverse with the camera, and number two, as a priest, I do need reliable transportation, and so my car was about to hit that mark where it was going to start giving me problems. So now I have reliable transportation again, and I feel very blessed and grateful for that. Also, last week, Wednesday, I was forwarded an email that was distributed to clergy. I wasn't on the listserv, I am now, but inviting the clergy up to the mayor's office at 4 o'clock for his press conference. So I went and had a very, very meaningful time. I've had a number of virtual meetings via Zoom over the past week. I am am in the midst of working on a Stations of the Cross for us to use on Fridays during Lent. We will have a booklet for you, as well as a video virtual mechanism to do the Stations of the Cross, since it's looking like it may be problematic to gather. We don't know, but I'm going on the assumption that that might be problematic and erring on the side of caution. And then I don't know what struck me, but I just felt this like overwhelming desire to take the car up to Iao Valley. I hadn't been there since I was 13 years old, as it was a very spiritual experience just to be in that grandeur of that valley and the lushness, to hear the river going by, and then to look out from the valley out onto the plain and the slope of Haleakala, kind of toward Paia and Haiku, and it gave me this sense of what it must have been like to be on the opposite side of the River Jordan and looking out and over into the Promised Land. And I think I needed that kind of assurance that day. And so I encourage all of you to take time to appreciate and to notice and to give thanks to God for that, that we all live in such a beautiful, beautiful place. In the prayers of the people this coming week, we will be praying for St. John's by the Sea in Kahalu'u. That is on the windward side of Oahu, and the priest there is the Reverend Nohoa Lucas and his wife Kathleen. And then, I don't know if you noticed, but we pray for all these people. And so this week, I thought it'd be interesting to just very, very briefly unpack that a little bit for you. The first person that we'll be praying for is Anthony. Not Anthony, but Anthony, no H, who was a desert father, and he's considered to be the founder of monasticism. And he turned away, it says, from the corrupt and decadent society of the time, and he went to live in the desert. Then we have Wulfstan, who was the bishop of Worcestershire, however you say the name of that sauce. But he was one of the people to keep his see and episcopate after the Norman conquest in England. Then we have Fabian. Now, when I Googled Fabian, that rock star from the 70s showed up on the Google list, but this is a different Fabian. He was a bishop and martyr of Rome, and he was martyred in the year 250. The interesting thing about him was he was the Bishop of Rome is also the Pope, but he was chosen in an interesting way. He was a layman from a different part of Italy, not Rome at all, and they were they said that there was an assembly in the courtyard while they were choosing the Pope, and this dove flew over the crowd and it landed on Fabian's head, and the crowd said, "This is a spiritual sign, he should be the Pope," and so he indeed became the Pope. Then we have Agnes. Agnes was a martyr of Rome. You have to bear in mind that before Constantine became the Christian emperor of Rome and made Christianity the state religion of Rome, Christians were persecuted and martyred if they would not recant their faith. And Agnes refused to do this and lost her life for it at the age of 12 years old. Imagine, being so strong and steadfast in her faith. Then we have Vincent, who was also a martyr. He was from Spain, and he was an interpreter for Valerius, the guy who ordained him, and neither of them would recant, and so they both lost their lives in Spain. And then we have this guy, Philip Brooks. He's a little bit more recent. He died in 1893, but he was the Bishop of Massachusetts and was known for working with youth. Just to give you a little context so that you know who we're praying for this Sunday. I redecorated my home in Sand Hill, and when I was in spiritual direction training in Canada, they said that when you do spiritual direction, they suggest that you have a chair for you, the director, a chair for the directee, and then a lot of people encourage putting a third chair that's left empty for Jesus. And so what I've been doing is I have a picture of an icon from the Senecal House in Quezon City in the Philippines, and now I have that framed icon sitting on my recliner, and it's looking at me. You know, in the morning I sit and I look at the picture of Jesus and just feel his presence. I look into his eyes and ask him to stir up within me anything that I need to do or be for the day. And then before I go to bed and turn off all the lights, I sit again and I spend time communing with Jesus, and I offer up my day and ask that it be pleasing in his sight. So just a suggestion and an insight for all of you. The annual meeting will be virtual via Zoom. There is a way to do the voting by Zoom. I'm going to work that out and get back to you. Finally, and in the gospel, Jesus calls Philip and Jesus calls Nathanael, and they go. And when Philip tells Nathanael to go, Nathanael says, Jesus, the son of Joseph of Nazareth, can anything good come out of Nazareth? So I decided to contextualize it, and it's like, Moki? Moki of McDonald's? Can anything good come out of McDonald's? Well, yeah, French fries can come out of McDonald's. And when the chickens named Philip and Nathanael see the French fries from McDonald's, they answer the call and they come. So for embodying the gospel, this week the chickens of the week are Philip and Nathanael. Thank you for answering the call. And yes, something good can come out of McDonald's, something good can come out of Nazareth. Philip and Nathanael, congratulations on being chickens of the week. And with that, Masa, Marcelino, Makani, and I say to you, God bless, and we'll see you next week.